Hello everybody, my name is KJR whatever, and I deeply apologize for taking a while on making a review on Sonic 3. A lot of stuff going on, holidays are coming, spend time with family, I also want to reflect on the movie, that kind of small thing. But regardless, here I am, finally to review Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie. To start off with a spoiler-free section, so I won't accidentally spoil any plot details or whatever, I can definitely say that this movie is worth the hype. There's some small issues here and there I have, but overall, it's an amazing movie that is its character, story, and lore justice. I loved every single second of it, and I'm certainly excited to watch it even more. Whether it be on the big screen again, or once it got in the home physical release, I will definitely watch it again. So please, if you're a Sonic fan, this movie is worth watching. And if you're not a Sonic fan, or just a casual fan of the franchise, this movie is definitely worth your time and money. I mean, what else are you gonna see? Mufasa? Craven? Oh, please. But yeah, a heavy recommendation. 9 out of 10. Alright, so that's the spoilers free section out of the way. From here on out, it's all spoilers here. So if you want to watch this movie without getting spoiled, click off now and come back to it once you watch the movie, okay? I do not want to accidentally spoil things for you. I'm gonna go full Sonic fan right here. So, yeah. What are my thoughts on the movie overall? It's so fucking good. Oh my god, it's so fucking good. Super Sonic and Super Shadows in the movie. There's freaking Amy Rose in Metal Sonic in the movie. They freaking play Live and Learn in the theater. Oh my god, it's so hyping. Sorry about that. I couldn't help myself. The movie legitimately did get me hyped up, and I really want to talk about it. So let's continue on, shall we? Let me just be honest though and admit that I'm not like the typical YouTuber reviewer. I'm still relatively new to this whole reviewing thing, so expect a lot of stuttering, small mistakes here and there. My editing is not quite perfect, so I'm no perfectionist. I just want to get my thoughts out there. Now, if it ain't obvious enough already, I'm a massive Sonic fan. I grew up playing Sonic Adventure 2 on the GameCube, and the idea of that game being adapted onto film, with Shadow being teased in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, got me so hyped. But also at the same time, a little nervous for a few reasons. Couldn't help but notice that there's a certain pattern whenever a third film is released. They're usually either seen as the weakest or the worst of the bunch. Examples being X-Men 3 or Ant-Man 3, to name a few on top of my head. Of course, that's not to say every third movie sucks, Captain America 3 is really good, so I just don't want Sonic 3 to end up suffering in that pattern. And there's also the fact that this film was also being developed right as the writer's strike and such are going on, and I don't know if the film would suffer because of that, There's various things going on here. But luckily, those fears are soon to be gone as more and more news came out about it. How Keanu Reeves is voicing Shadow, how they're letting Shadow ride a motorcycle and getting a fucking gun, hell yes. Maria Robotnik coming back, who may or may not get shot, lol. And how even Professor Gerald actually is alive still. That is intriguing, and it definitely makes me want to learn more about the film. And so when they announced that tickets are on pre-order, I immediately bought one for the early screening. I remember how much fun I had in the early screening of Sonic 2, so I want to relive that but with Sonic 3, and boy did I have a great time. I got myself a sweet poster with keychain and get to meet a lot of Sonic fans who were in cosplay, and they were all so much fun. They clearly were excited just as much as I am, and we all had some fun goofing off here and there. Shout out to those guys. Those guys that made the experience even better. But I've dilly-dallied long enough. So overall, my thoughts on the movie? Well, if it ain't obvious in the spoiler-free section, I absolutely loved it. I loved everything they've done with this movie. I love the characters, I love the action, I love the story. It's all amazing. Let's start off with the characters, since that's probably the one everyone wants to know about. To start off with just the main four, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Eggman, they were all pretty much just the same likable guys that we know and love to this day. I especially love how they handle Tails here. They've definitely heard the criticism about how Tails got a little sidelined in the second film, so they definitely give him a lot more screen time here. And I'd say he and Knuckles got just the right amount of screen time, where one does not overshadow the other. Let's get into the real meat and potatoes, Shadow the Hedgehog. This team was definitely cooking with him. Keanu Reeves did a magnificent job playing the edgy hedgy we all know and love. He does a good guttural growl, but not to the point where it's too guttery. He clearly knows Shadow the Hedgehog and gave a lot of love and care to him. When Shadow was feeling angry or pissed off, you can feel that angerness. And when he feels sad, when he reflects upon Maria's death, you can definitely feel the weight in his voice. Keanu did a great job doing the character justice. You can clearly tell he put a lot of love and care into his performance. And now for Gerald Robotnik. I want to say real quick though, massive shout out to the effects team right here. They really made two separate people out of the same actor. Like, holy shit, how'd they do this? They managed to interact with each other, have fun with each other, and yet they're still the same guy. Like, how'd they do this? I really hope they release a behind the scenes featurette on this whole Gerald Robotnik, Dr. Eggman thing right here. I'm super impressed here. Like, not once did I think, oh, that's obviously a stuntsman, or oh, there's obviously some fake CGI here. Like, they legit feel like separate people. Like, damn, that's impressive. But anyway, back to Gerald here. I will say Jim Carrey did a great job portraying him. He did a great job being the whole scientist gone off the deep and wanted to destroy everyone after killing Maria. Like, he managed to make a distinct performance here where you can tell that the evilness has consumed him, and that even Dr. Ivor Robotnik is repulsed by the idea of him wiping out everyone and not once considering just taking over the world like normal. And the fact that Gerald even calls him that he's no Maria, and the pain that Robotnik responded to that, like, damn, that's cold, man. I want to see this guy dead. And yeah, they did kill him off with a simple spike up the butt to the chaos energy. Sayonara. But yeah, like I said, Jim Carrey did a great job playing Dr. Gerald Robotnik. Hope this guy gets a great paycheck out of this. This guy did great, as well as Gerald and Robotnik. So yeah, overall, I'd say all the characters and the story here are executed very nicely. Obviously, some creative liberties had to be taken from the original source material. You couldn't realistically bring in everything from the main game into the film. It wouldn't work without blowing the runtime or making it drag on for too long. So I applaud the team for managing to rework the source material and turn it into something new that still fits true to the original game. I've only got like a small quirks here and there, but they're all minor stuff. For example, they never really explained how Joe Robotnik lived for so long. In the trailers, he said he's 110 years old. I thought maybe he might use some cryogenic freezing or some other science bullshit. But no, they never really explained how he stayed so long. I mean, they did show a scene of him gripping onto Shadow's quill, so maybe it's implied that the quill helped him keep him alive? Which is actually true according to some interviews. The director said that there was a scene where Gerald says that he took hits from Shadow's quill to stay alive. And, well, that kind of seems a little off, wouldn't you say? Like, quill just saved you? Isn't that just electricity? What is that, a makeshift defibrillator? I mean, my friend pointed out that it could be chaos energy surging in, trying to age him back or something. But, you know, I just wish they give a more clear explanation. It seems really off. And now for the action scenes in the film. And this is pretty much where I'll truly become a true fanboy. They literally showed off Super Sonic and Super Shadow in the movie! Hell yes! That scene literally got us popping off. We were riding and cheering, just seeing them getting powered up by the Chaos Emeralds, and then they all went super and beating the shit out of each other Dragon Ball Z style. Like how Sonic was punching Shadow, but then Shadow flexed that shit, but the ground below him crumbles. Or how when Shadow was beating up Sonic, and Sonic just pushed him away, making both the rocks below him separate and lava gushing out, and then they start flying around the world, pushing shit out of each other. That shit was insane, man. That was so awesome. Now this is a live action Dragon Ball movie done right. You know, close enough to it, but whatever. And then later on, when they were trying to calm down, where Sonic was talking to Shadow about grieving over Maria and all that, that's when they team up and they dap up and become Super Sonic and Super Shadow once more. And then Live and Learn is playing in the theater. That is the most hype scene of all time. Everyone and I were just roaring, cheering, getting hyped up. And then they were fighting these gun robots, and then they did the pose. They did the SA2 pose on Super Form. That was so awesome. That action is so freaking awesome. Got carried away again. But yeah, that should show you how much I enjoyed this movie. I am so glad that the third movie curse didn't happen. This film truly capped off the trilogy so well. Well, not exactly trilogy. They announced a fourth film the day before the early screening release, which, you know, let's get into that. That's also another spoiler thing. So the film has two end credit scenes, one of which shows Sonic going all the way to New York, where he encounters Metal Sonic. But as he was about to fight him, turns out there was an army of Metal Sonics waiting for him. Seemed like he was outnumbered until a certain hammer popped up, and there we see a hooded figure, revealing herself to be Amy Rose. Yep, to just explain right off the bat, sadly, Amy Rose and Rouge the Bat does not show up in the entire film. Now, Amy Rose does get this end credit scene, but Rouge the Bat does not show up. Well, I guess the world isn't ready for Rouge the Bat yet, so sorry you Rouge fans. You know what I mean. But anyway, yeah, it seems like Amy Rose is going to show up in the fourth movie. And I gotta say, the design so far is so cute. I actually like the little fluffy bang she has right now, you know? Instead of just three of them, there's like a little puff ball there. I like it, it's nice. And the eyelash is also a cute touch, I like that. I do like the design of Amy. I only wish they showed the outfit off. Like, come on, man, I'm trying to make some fan art of her. I want to see what their design is. I'm excited, like, come on, man. But, yeah, like I said, I'm definitely looking forward to what the fourth film has in store for Amy. It won't come out till 2027, so we'll be waiting a while. There's also one more end credits scene where it shows Sonic the Hedgehog does indeed survive the fall from space, as well as a freaking cannon exploding into space. I'm guessing they're going to save him up for the fourth film as well, but it's a long way to go from here. Now, this is mainly me right now speculating at the moment, but my guess is that they might adapt some stuff from Sonic CD and Sonic Heroes, seeing that those are the games where Amy and Metal Sonic got the most focus on, or at least had a bigger role in. I have a theory that maybe Amy is gonna take Sonic and friends to Little Planet. They're not gonna have the Little Planet come by Earth. Like, she has the rings, right? So just teleporting to a little planet, and maybe that's where Metal Sonic and his leader is at. Like I said, just speculation here, but that's my guess of how the fourth film will turn out. Will I be right? We'll have to wait and see. Well, yeah, those are my thoughts on Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Well, as you can tell already, I freaking love this film. You betcha when once it gets to physical release or on streaming, I'm gonna watch it over and over and over again. It's been a great movie and a great way to cap off the year of Shadow. It's definitely a great year. While there are some downsides here, I will say Sonic Prime Season 3 kind of was a letdown. The Knuckles show was a letdown. But the rest, though, is amazing, though. Shadow Generation was a great time. The comics have been a great time. This has been an amazing year for Sonic the Hedgehog fans and Shadow the Hedgehog fans. Well, who knows what's in store for us for next year. We only got one racing game so far. So only time will tell, I suppose. But yeah, like I said, recommendation, pick it when you can, you know. This has been KTR whatever. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a good night. And assuming this comes out by then, hope you had a Merry Christmas. Take care.